Have you ever wondered why certain cars stir something deep inside us, something beyond specs, speed, or design? Why does the sight of a tough, towering SUV like the Nissan Patrol trigger an instant sense of respect, even nostalgia? There's a reason for that. Some names don't just belong to vehicles, they belong to history, to memory, to identity. And the Nissan Patrol is one of them. Stick around till the end of this video, because we're not just talking about another model update. We're diving into a machine that has carried legacies across continents, conquered deserts, and remained a symbol of power for over 70 years. Plus, we'll reveal a surprising fact about the new 2026 Patrol Y63 that even hardcore fans didn't see coming. The Patrol isn't just an SUV, it's a badge of honor. Since its earliest days back in 1951, this vehicle was never designed to stay within the lines. It was made to break boundaries, to go where roads end and maps fade. Born in post-war Japan, the first Patrol was a rugged utility vehicle built for pure function. It didn't come with leather seats or fancy electronics. It came with one promise: it won't let you down. By the 1980s and 90s, especially with the iconic Y60 and Y61 generations, the Patrol had become a true global legend. In Australia, it was a bush conqueror. In the Middle East, it earned a royal reputation, literally, with versions often favored by elite families and governments. This wasn't by chance. It was because the Patrol had proven, time and time again, that it could endure blistering heat, unforgiving terrain, and years of punishing use without blinking. Psychologically, car lovers are drawn to consistency. When a vehicle performs again and again across decades and generations, it doesn't just earn loyalty, it earns identity. Owning a Patrol isn't just owning a car. It's belonging to a community that values strength, heritage, and dependability. That's what makes the 2026 Y63 Patrol so important. Nissan isn't just launching a new version. They're carrying a legacy forward. But here's the challenge. How do you update a vehicle with that kind of heritage without losing its soul? Modern car buyers demand more technology, more efficiency, more comfort. But at the same time, the Patrol can't become too soft. It can't forget the rawness that made people fall in love with it. This is where Nissan had to walk a psychological tightrope, evolve the beast without taming it. And they've done just that. The Y63 is built on the same philosophy that made its predecessors legendary. But this time, the stakes are higher. People no longer just want to drive over rocks or sand dunes. They want to do it with style, with confidence, and with innovation on their side. That emotional balance between power and precision. That's what this new generation promises. Look back for a moment. The Patrol was always compared to giants like the Toyota Land Cruiser. And for good reason. Both were born in the same era. Both survived a test of time. But ask true enthusiasts, and they'll tell you, there's a difference in character. Where the Land Cruiser feels disciplined, almost restrained, the Patrol has always been a bit more rebellious. And psychology tells us that's exactly what fuels its appeal. It's not just the vehicle you drive, it's the story you live through it. You see, for most car lovers, it's not enough for an SUV to be big. It has to feel big. The Patrol doesn't just take up space, it commands it. From the low-end grunt of its engine to the confident poise on uneven trails, it talks to its driver in a language only enthusiasts understand. A language made of torque, ground clearance, and that unmistakable sense of domination over the road, or the lack of one. But the most remarkable thing? The Patrol has evolved without ever truly changing its nature. Across generations, it has adopted better safety, stronger engines, smarter drivetrains. Yet, the core philosophy has stayed the same: deliver unstoppable reliability with a touch of rugged luxury. That's rare in today's automotive world, where so many SUVs chase trends rather than build legacies. In the world of human psychology, this is called narrative consistency. When a brand keeps its promise over decades, it builds a powerful emotional imprint. That's why the Patrol still excites fans even before they know the horsepower or the tech specs. Because deep down, they already know what the Patrol stands for. And now, in 2026, that story is entering its boldest chapter yet. With more power, more purpose, and more attitude, the Y63 isn't just an evolution, it's a declaration. A statement that some names aren't meant to fade quietly. They're meant to roar back stronger than ever. And this is just the beginning. Power means nothing if it doesn't make you feel something. That's the secret behind every great engine. How it responds, how it roars, how it pushes you back into your seat and dares you to go further. With the all-new 2026 Nissan Patrol Y63, Nissan didn't just change what's under the hood, they changed how it communicates with the driver. And this time, it's smarter, faster, and more focused than ever. The V8 is gone. And that might sound like bad news to traditionalists at first, but this change wasn't made out of compromise. It was made for progress. In its place, the Y63 now carries a new 3.5-liter twin-turbocharged V6 engine. A bold shift, yes, but one that's backed by cold, hard results. This V6 doesn't just match the outgoing V8, it beats it. Producing around 424 horsepower and an estimated 650 newton-meters of torque, it delivers quicker response, sharper acceleration, and more efficient power delivery. Twin turbos ensure that boost comes in early and stays consistent, especially in low-end torque where off-roaders need it the most. That means better climbing ability, smoother towing, and raw pulling power in challenging terrains. Psychologically, car lovers crave one thing above all: control. It's not always about top speed or flashy figures. It's about how the machine behaves under pressure, how it listens to your input, how it gives you feedback through the steering, the throttle, the suspension. That's where this new powertrain excels. Mated with a 9-speed automatic transmission, shifts are now more responsive and refined. Whether crawling over rocks or cruising down highways, it adapts in real time, minimizing lag and maximizing performance. But Nissan didn't stop at the engine. The Y63 rides on an updated body-on-frame platform, which is a major psychological win for serious SUV fans. In today's market, where crossovers often blur the line between SUV and sedan, true off-road architecture is becoming rare. But here, it remains central. This choice isn't just mechanical, it's emotional. Car enthusiasts want to feel that their SUV is ready for more than a shopping run. They want to know it can take a beating and ask for more, and the benefits are tangible. Increased chassis rigidity means better stability over rough terrain. The enhanced suspension geometry improves ground contact and wheel articulation. Whether you're crossing dunes, muddy trails, or icy backroads, the Y63 gives you confidence through every inch. And that confidence is deeply rooted in human behavior. People trust machines that act predictably in unpredictable conditions. The Patrol was built around that principle. Nissan also retuned the independent rear suspension, offering a smoother ride on paved roads without sacrificing off-road articulation. The result is dual-purpose comfort, urban ride refinement meets off-road durability. It's the kind of balance car lovers secretly crave. Something that feels tough on the outside but civilized inside. Another hidden gem in the engineering is the upgraded 4WD system with selectable terrain modes. Sand, mud, gravel, snow. The Patrol doesn't guess, it adapts. Sensors adjust power distribution, throttle sensitivity, and gear response based on your environment.
This isn't just technology, it's an extension of your instincts.
Drivers don't have to second guess anymore. The Patrol thinks with them, not for them. Thermal management has also seen a major improvement. Desert testing, especially in the Middle East, pushed the Y63 through extreme heat conditions. Radiators, intercoolers, and air channels have been redesigned to keep the engine cool even under heavy load. This isn't marketing, it's mechanical psychology. When people know their vehicle won't overheat, they take more risks, explore more routes, and go further. Fuel economy, once a weak point of the V8, is now more acceptable by modern standards. Early estimates suggest a 15 to 20% efficiency gain, which is significant when you consider the size and purpose of the Patrol. In a world shifting towards sustainable choices, the new Patrol finds a middle ground, offering power without recklessness. Emotionally, that's what today's car buyer connects with: responsible strength. From a structural perspective, reinforced underbody protection gives added peace of mind. Skid plates shield critical components, and recovery points are integrated for serious off-road recovery. These details may seem small, but they build trust, especially for enthusiasts who take their vehicles into the unknown. Reliability isn't just about engine life, it's about preparedness for real-world abuse. And then there's the sound. Nissan tuned the exhaust note of the V6 to preserve that deep, throaty growl fans associate with the Patrol. It's not just noise, it's feedback. Drivers need to hear what the engine is doing. Sound connects man to machine, especially in performance vehicles. It's part of the emotional equation. All of these improvements work together to deliver something greater than raw performance. They offer presence, the kind of mechanical confidence that doesn't fade when the pavement ends. The Patrol Y63 isn't just more powerful on paper, it feels more complete. It feels ready. Because ultimately, what makes a machine memorable isn't just how fast it goes or how far it climbs. It's how deeply it connects to the one behind the wheel. It's how it makes them feel capable, protected, and free, all at once. And that's what Nissan has built here, not just an SUV, but a partner in power. Power is only part of the equation. What surrounds that power, how it looks, how it feels, how it responds, matters just as much. Car lovers don't just seek capability, they crave presence. That moment when a vehicle rolls into view and instantly commands attention. The 2026 Nissan Patrol Y63 does exactly that. And it's not by accident. Every detail, every line, every feature is designed to communicate one message. This is a machine with purpose. From the first glance, the Y63 looks like it belongs to a new generation of dominance. The bold, upright front grille stretches wide across the face, giving the SUV a squared-off, confident expression. Flanked by sharper, sleeker LED headlamps, it doesn't scream for attention, it earns it. This face wasn't styled to follow trends, it was sculpted to embody strength. Psychology calls this impression anchoring, a design that leaves a lasting mental image before the engine even starts. The body itself sits slightly wider than its predecessor, with more pronounced wheel arches that signal readiness for the roughest terrain. It's not just a visual trick, the extra width improves stability on uneven surfaces. But more importantly, it taps into a deep part of car psychology, the love for proportion. Enthusiasts associate wide stances and tall profiles with authority and control, and the Y63 delivers both. Along the sides, the clean shoulder lines flow with confidence, broken only by practical features like robust door handles, thick window surrounds, and optional side steps. The Patrol's design doesn't pretend to be something it's not. It wears its utility with pride. Everything you see is either structural, functional, or both. That honesty in design speaks directly to car lovers who value authenticity over flash. At the rear, Nissan introduces a new wraparound LED taillight design with a squared tailgate and high-mounted brake light. The design language stays true to the Patrol identity, but adds a futuristic layer, suggesting evolution without losing roots. The rear bumper is toughened with integrated reflectors and skid protection, completing a look that's equal parts city sleek and wilderness ready. But the real transformation happens when you step inside. The cabin of the Y63 has been completely reimagined. It's no longer just a place to sit, it's a command center. The dashboard layout is flatter and more horizontal now, echoing the design of premium adventure vehicles. At the center, a new 12.3-inch touchscreen takes command, seamlessly integrated into the dash without looking like an afterthought. Below it, tactile climate controls remain, because Nissan understands not everything should be a screen. This balance between digital and analog is subtle, but powerful. Human psychology favors tactile feedback, especially in vehicles built for exploration. Buttons give control, knobs create connection, and in high-pressure moments, like navigating steep inclines or slippery mud trails, those physical inputs matter more than swipe gestures. The materials are a major step up. Depending on the trim, the Patrol now offers leather upholstery, stitched soft-touch panels, real aluminum accents, and even wood grain on higher-spec models. But it's not about luxury for show. It's about building an environment that reflects the strength of the vehicle itself. The idea is simple. If the Patrol is capable of going anywhere, its cabin should be a place you want to stay for the journey. Front seats are wide and supportive, with cooling and heating functions available. Rear passengers get just as much comfort, thanks to increased legroom and reclining second-row seats. In some trims, even the third-row passengers enjoy USB ports and adjustable vents. Because adventure is better when shared, and Nissan knows that those long family trips, desert convoys, or cross-country journeys require more than power. They require comfort and space to breathe. Acoustic insulation has also been enhanced. Thicker glass, better door seals, and targeted sound-deadening materials make the cabin noticeably quieter, especially at highway speeds. That's not just engineering, it's emotional intelligence. When the world outside gets loud and chaotic, drivers want to feel protected. Silence isn't just luxury, it's peace of mind. Technology takes a serious leap forward as well. Beyond the central infotainment system, the Y63 comes with a 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster, displaying everything from terrain data to real-time drivetrain status. An optional head-up display projects key info onto the windshield, minimizing distraction while keeping the driver informed. Surround view cameras, off-road monitoring, and adaptive terrain visualization help you see what's happening under and around the vehicle, especially useful in tight trails or when cresting a dune. But these aren't just features, they're tools that give drivers emotional security. Because fear disappears when you can see everything clearly. Even the smallest tech upgrades are designed for convenience: wireless charging pads, multiple USB-C ports, rear entertainment screens for passengers, and a premium sound system that transforms long drives into immersive experiences. It's the kind of detail work that shows Nissan understands its audience. Car lovers want to feel connected, not just to the road, but to the world around them. And perhaps the most important aspect of the Y63's design is its intentionality. Nothing feels gimmicky. Every corner, every screen, every surface feels like it belongs. There's a quiet confidence in this SUV, a sense that it's not trying to be everything for everyone. It knows what it is, and that clarity is what drivers connect with. In design psychology, this is called identity resonance, when a product reflects the inner values of the person using it. And for the Patrol, that means resilience, precision, and the freedom to roam without limits. This SUV doesn't just look the part, it lives it, inside and out. When a vehicle has such a strong identity, it doesn't just fill a space on the road, it creates one. The 2026 Nissan Patrol Y63 is more than a redesign or an upgrade. It's a strategic statement. A signal that Nissan understands not only where the SUV world has been, but exactly where it's going. And with the Y63, that future is bolder, smarter, and more adventurous. This next-generation Patrol doesn't exist in a vacuum. It enters a market that's more competitive than ever. Automakers are fighting for relevance in a shifting landscape where electric technology, emissions compliance, and changing lifestyles are transforming what buyers want. Yet, in this crowded field, the Patrol still manages to stand apart. And that's not by luck, it's by design. Globally, the Y63 will first take aim at its strongest strongholds, the Middle East, Australia, parts of Asia, and Africa. These are regions where off-road credibility isn't optional, it's expected. In these places, roads end quickly, conditions are brutal, and reputations are built over years, not marketing cycles. Nissan knows this terrain well. The Patrol has earned its place there through decades of service, and now, the Y63 steps in to reinforce that legacy with renewed strength. But Nissan also understands that even in rugged markets, luxury and modernity matter. Buyers today expect their vehicles to be versatile. They want power, yes, but they also want refinement. They want off-road grit blended with on-road polish. This duality is what modern SUVs must deliver, and it's where the Patrol has a unique psychological advantage. It's trusted. In uncertain conditions, people lean toward what's proven. That trust carries emotional weight. The projected price range for the Y63 is expected to start around $85,000 to $95,000, depending on trim level and market. While this positions it higher than the outgoing model, it reflects the shift in class. The Y63 is no longer competing on raw size or strength alone. It's positioned as a premium full-size SUV with luxury appointments and cutting-edge technology. That's a market space traditionally dominated by rivals like the Toyota Land Cruiser 300, the new Ford Everest Platinum, and even the Land Rover Defender 130. But here's where things get interesting. While each of those competitors has strengths, none carry the same balanced reputation for affordability, durability, and status that the Patrol does. The Land Cruiser might edge it in long-term reliability, but it also comes with a steeper price tag and fewer tech flourishes. The Defender wins on design flair but lacks the rugged simplicity many Patrol buyers crave. And while the Everest brings modern features and a more accessible price, it still doesn't carry the weight of heritage that makes the Patrol so respected in off-road circles. Psychologically, this is powerful. When buyers choose the Patrol, they aren't just buying specs, they're buying into a lifestyle, a symbol of strength, endurance, and above all, capability. And that symbol still holds currency in today's world, especially as more people seek freedom beyond city limits. Global lifestyle trends support this shift. Post-pandemic, there's been a massive increase in demand for overlanding, remote travel, and digital nomadism. People want to explore again, and they want vehicles that support that desire. This change is rooted in deep psychological need, the need for autonomy, discovery, and connection with the natural world. The Patrol, with its serious off-road hardware and luxury-grade comfort, is built for that kind of living. Nissan has tapped into this emotional current. The Y63 isn't just being sold as a vehicle, it's being presented as a tool for liberation, a way to leave the predictable behind and carve out a new path, whether across dunes, mountains, or distant highways. It's a message that resonates strongly with a new generation of buyers who value experiences over possessions. In that sense, the Patrol becomes more than transportation. It becomes a partner in possibility. Emissions regulations also shape this next-gen Patrol. By replacing the V8 with a more efficient twin-turbo V6, Nissan has future-proofed the model for the next decade. CO2 output has been reduced, yet performance has increased. This matters not just for regulatory compliance, but for the psychological perception of responsibility.
Modern car buyers, especially in urban regions, are more eco-conscious.
They want machines that reflect their values, not just their ambitions. And Nissan's engineers struck that balance without sacrificing thrill or toughness. In terms of long-term strategy, The Y63 also strengthens Nissan's SUV lineup across global markets. It sits above the Patrol Safari and the Pathfinder in stature and capability, acting as a flagship of everything the brand stands for: strength, intelligence, and reliability. With global supply chains stabilizing and demand for capable SUVs rising, the Y63 enters the game at the right moment, ready to capitalize on both loyalty and curiosity. Beyond pricing and features, it's important to consider how this SUV makes people feel. That's where true value lies. A Patrol owner isn't just thinking about fuel economy or interior trim. They're imagining the road trip through the outback, the convoy across the dunes, the long drive to a hidden valley or a mountain village. That imagery is powerful. It creates emotional attachment, and emotional attachment is what leads to long-term brand loyalty. In markets like the UAE, Saudi Arabia, and Australia, the Patrol name is already iconic. It's used by explorers, professionals, even royalty. That reputation doesn't fade, it deepens. And the Y63, with its sharper lines, smarter tech, and stronger heart, only adds to that mythology. This vehicle isn't just aimed at adventure, it's aimed at people who are still chasing something real, something raw, something meaningful. And in a world of digital screens and synthetic experiences, a machine like the Patrol feels more human than ever. Because real power isn't just about what a vehicle can do, it's about what it inspires you to do, where it pushes you to go, and who you become behind the wheel. That's why the 2026 Nissan Patrol Y63 matters. Not just as a machine, but as a movement, as a mindset, as a legend reborn for the future.